when they get hurt, we've been breaking down Terence Crawford, Errol Spence Jr., that potential upcoming undisputed bout. I only use potential because, it's not all the way out there yet. But I think recent history, especially dealing with PBC, will tell you that they're just working in the backgrounds. But there's been a lot of conversations in my comment section about the term hurt, what that means to you, what it means to me. Has Bud Crawford ever been hurt? Has Spence ever been hurt? And what I've done is I've compiled some clips that we're going to go through and just kind of assess what it looks like when these individuals get hurt and what I think makes them special, which I'm going to save towards the end of this particular video. This is your boy JG. This is the Punch Report. Let's get right into it. So for me, any video that I've done where I've stated an individual has gotten hurt, this is what hurt means to me. You've been hit with a shot that's causing you to reevaluate your tactical deployment of your offense. So you have to rethink your approach moving forward. So we know that there's different measures of being hurt, right? We know that you can get rocked upstairs where you kind of doing the stanky leg like Zab Judah. Let's take a look at the clip. He was on pencil legs. That's against Kasazu, a fight he was winning. He was doing his thing, moving really well, really kind of outclassing Kasazu, and then got caught slipping. He's doing a stanky leg. There's hurt. Obviously, we've seen guys get hurt to the body, take a knee, look crazy. We've seen individuals that get knocked down. You get hit with a good, clean shot. It catches you off balance. I think Oscar Valdez just this weekend recently against Shakur Stevenson, clean knockdown. But I don't think Oscar Valdez was hurt, like upstairs in his melon, like buzzed or hurt, right? Then there's the obvious stuff like Canelo Khan where you just get sparked out. But those are some of the different measurements of hurt. Another one I like to think about is, and if you can be patient with me, we know that these guys in mixed martial arts, boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing, these are the toughest dudes out there. I mean, probably outside of football where they putting fingers and shit back in place, but these dudes are tough. So if you get knocked out or stopped with a single shot, it is what it is. It'll be what it'll be. But thinking about how these individuals operate, their mental toughness, their testicular fortitude, whatever you want to call that shit. And even for the ladies out there who get busy, whatever you want to call it, imagine a scenario where you get hit with something so vicious that you turn away from the opposition. It's not that you got a liver shot where it's kind of involuntary, or you got hit upside the head real crazy, or caught a chin shot where, you just kind of get separated from your senses, but you get damaged or take a shot in such a manner where you turn away from the opposition. One of the number one fights that comes to mind is Brandon Rios versus John Jones in the UFC before Brandon Rios moved on and John Jones just keeps headbutting cars. I put the clip in here. Take a look at the clip. You see John Jones is in a full guard position. Shout out to my boxing heads, but that won't take too long. And he just rains down this elbow. This is another man elbowing a man in the face. Look at the immediate reaction from Brandon Vera. He immediately turns away. So that's another one of the situations that we can describe when an individual says, oh, he's hurt. This dude is turning away from his opponent. These are tough dudes who are about that life, and you get damaged in such a manner that you turn away from your opposition. That's pain on another level. Now that we've got that out of the way, I have a question for you guys. Put in the comment section what hurt means to you, or if I've just covered the bases effectively enough. Because one of the things I find interesting is I did a video breaking down the Spence Ugas bout, and I talked about how Danny Garcia landed a clean shot on Errol Spence and hurt him. And cats came for me like, he was never hurt. Show me the clip. What round was he hurt? So I actually went to the video source that I utilized, put the timestamp of the video, and said, you guys go check the video out. And you can clearly see it's a nice shot. I believe it was a right hand. And I don't believe Errol was dazed or he was going to be knocked out, but he definitely got knocked off balance after getting hit with a clean shot. To me, I guess by loose definition, I say that he was hurt because at that moment he had to reevaluate his tactical deployment of offense. That's how I determine if an individual is hurt. So anyway, let's get into the clips. We're going to start off with Errol Spence Jr. first. This was from the Spence Porter fight. I believe it's the 4th round. You take a look here. Obviously they're in heavy exchange. Sean Porter comes over the top. He hits Errol Spence with a very clean shot, essentially right in the forehead. That definitely gets Errol Spence's attention. You'll see him cover up, go to the high guard, try to maintain defensive responsibility before re-engaging in the action. This is a good example of where a dude gets hit. He definitely, gets his bell rung a little bit. But it's not to the point where he's doing, you know, the Zab Judah stanky leg, like I mentioned before. The second one, the more recent one, and I think this one is notable for reasons that I'll get into in just a moment. This is the mouthpiece shot that he absorbed from Yordenis Ugas. I mentioned before that I was unable to either find a clip or to get audio of the ref saying stop. I've been able to obtain that. I gotta be limiting with these clips from the most recent bout. I've been able to get away with some stuff that I put out, but like I said before, CBS Sports don't play any games. So yes, the ref says stop. Errol Spence turns from the mouth guard and gets punched in the face. Before I say Ugas did what he's supposed to do, some people are saying maybe Ugas didn't hear the ref or his limited English may have played a factor. I don't know, and I don't want to excuse Mick, but the ref signals stop and verbalizes stop. Ugas punches Spence in the face. You see Spence get the baby stanky leg, right? Back hits the rope. He comes forward, stanky legs, re-engages in action. We're going to revisit this clip. And then last but not least, Danny Garcia overhand right. Now, we're going to get into what makes Spence special in this aspect, that Terence Crawford has the exact same thing. Take a look at the clip here. Danny Garcia throws a shot. It lands, glancing blow, but still a heavy shot. But look what Errol Spence Jr. does right after the shot. Immediately re-engages. This is what makes both Spence and Crawford extraordinary what they do. My bad. If we want to move on now, Terence Bud Crawford. We know he was in tough against Gamboa, and I want you guys to rewatch this fight. It's a fun fight, and Gamboa was stunting it for some reason. He was walking around Bud Crawford with his hands down. That was a terrible idea because in the back half of that fight, Terence Crawford definitely found his mark and started doing damage. But what we see here is Bud Crawford get hurt, get in trouble, but we know that Terence Bud Crawford goes on to stop Yuriorkis Gamboa in spectacular fashion, but you can only do that if you are a true savage. You get your bell rung, but you got to do the stanky leg a little bit yourself, come back, settle down, and return fire, crush up the opposition. That's a great example. The Benavidez fight is another good one because in this fight, this is where it goes to my definition of being hurt. At no point in time was Bud Crawford buzzed in this fight, but he definitely got hit with very clean, hard shots that made him reassess his approach when trying to deploy his offense against Benavidez. If you take a look right here, this is a shot to the body right above the belt line that makes Terence Crawford reset like, damn, he just punched me in my belly button. So Terence Crawford has to reassess how he's going to go about deploying his offense. We know in this fight, even though it was competitive for a bit, Terence Crawford, Benavidez trade, great exchanges, great combination punching from both fighters, but ultimately the mobility issues for Benavidez are too much. Terence Crawford unleashes combination after combination, and it's just too much for Benavidez to stand up for the entirety of the bout. He almost made it, not good enough. Right uppercut that Terence Crawford threw, caught him slipping in the middle of an engagement. Wrap. And the last one for Terence Crawford is one that I've shown before, but this is like the one that I just showed you for Errol Spence Jr. with the Danny Garcia clip. You are going to see Terence Bud Crawford right now get hit very, very hard. He goes down, he re-engages, he gets hit again. He takes one step back and then gets right back in the money. He's hurt pretty good. These are clean shots. He takes them very well and he re-engages. He gives no ground up. And I think now we've talked about the fight itself a bit, but these are the intangible things that make me, go back and forth and reassess and this, that, and the other. But primarily at the end of the day, both these guys have put themselves in a precarious situation, and both of those fighters have shown they have what it takes to persevere and get through it and get rid of the opposition or put on a masterclass a match. So let me know what you guys think of the clips, the breakdown, and I definitely want to know what your perspective is on when a fighter is truly hurt and the variances between being knocked down and being fine, like Oscar Valdez, doing a stanky leg like Zab Judah, turning away from the opposition like Brandon Vera, or just getting buzzed on the feet, recovering very quickly, and re-engaging the opposition. Let me know what you guys think. Oh, I'm about to sign off on this one, but like, subscribe, bell icon for notification. The last, 15, 16 days, engagement's been crazy, retention's been crazy, and subs have been way up, so I'm definitely appreciative. You guys keep giving me the feedback, keep showing love. We're growing this channel, we're growing this community, and I couldn't be any more happy about that. If you are a fan of Terence Bud Crawford, if you are a fan of Errol Spence Jr., understand that these individuals are not perfect. They're fighters, and what I like to do on this channel is break down fighters and fights. I might say your guy might lose and be right. I might say your guy might lose and be wrong. But at the end of the day, I'm always going to give an honest assessment and try to paint as clear a picture as humanly possible. This is your boy JG. This is a Punch Report. Keep supporting the channel. We out.